Hello everybody, I'm Scotty from Scotty's Clock World. Thanks for joining me back on my channel. Today we're going to start a new project. We're going to repair an early gamble table clock. This clock here. The dial is marked 357 Harrow Road, Queen's Park West, somewhere in America I guess. The clock has an alarm. You can set on full alarm or intermediate alarm. The clock works on a pin pallet movement and strikes on 2 cup bells. It's got steel plates, as you can see there, and it's not too bad a condition for its age. However, I will strip it back and finish it off with shellac or a coating of beeswax. There you can see the keys that wind it. The springs are down in there. They're the cup bells, very rusty. We'll run over those and the hammer by the look of it with a Dremel and clean them up. But it'll be pretty interesting to have a look at this clock. It's very old. It's a very old clock. The fact it's got steel plates shows you that. That's the front of the case. Relatively plain. A little bit of chisel work down the side there, gouge work maybe, but relatively plain. And it appears that we remove the movement first. Well, actually it looks like we've got to take the cup bells off, and then there'll be a couple of screws down in there, and I would assume that one there and that one there, and then we'll be able to take the movement out. Alright, let's get a start. That's today's project. Okay, we'll start off by removing the cup bells. Drop a screwdriver down into the movement. Won't take long to unwind. We'll run over those with the Dremel and then polish them up. Get them relatively shiny or black again. Get rid of the rust. And the second one. Unscrew him. Lift him out, in same condition as the other one, desperate need of a bit of cleaning. Right, now we'll have a look and see what we've got down here in relation to taking the movement out. One little screw down in there. I'll take that one out first, unwind him. Out he comes. Put him aside over there for the moment. And then the other two are up here. One here, which we'll unscrew now. They could do with being recut, those screws. We'll do that before we put them back in again. Now in theory, we can take the movement out. And there it is. That's the alarm function down there that we'll be looking at later on. The keys are attached. Springs seem to be in good nick. They're relatively strong. And there's the face. It says made in Wurttemberg. That sounds more like Germany than America, but we'll have a look when we get inside it. Alright, there's our movement. We'll take the hands off, then we'll remove, it looks like there's two. One, there, three taper pins. Then that'll remove the face of the clock. Alright, let's take the hands off. Alright, we're ready to take the hands off now. I'll use one of my little celluloid blocks to go in underneath there so we don't damage the face of the movement. Then using these little watch hand lifters, I'll see if I can lift that up. I think it's moving a tiny bit. Try it. Yep, there we go. Minute hands off. Now we'll try fingernails under the hour hand. Nope, it's a bit tighter. Right, we'll slide that back in again. And we'll try and see if we can lift this up a little bit. That is tight. I'll take that off with a set of hand pullers. I think this one here should do the job. Slide it underneath and align the screwed pinion on it and slowly turn it down, twisting it very slowly and carefully. There we go. There's the hour hand being removed. Put that back. And now we'll remove these 3 tapered pins here, and then the face will come off the movement. Right. Pair of pliers. There's the first one. Get a grip on him, pull him out. 1. Turn the movement round the other side. Move the pin. And then down to the 3rd one, which is buried down in there. There's the 3rd one. Now, being very gentle and very careful, we'll lift the face plate off. And there's our face plate. Right, we'll put that aside. I'll wrap that up in a bag. We don't want that to get damaged any shape or form. So I'll put that aside. Then we'll come back and have a look at the movement. I've taken out my screw slot cutting file to remind me to recut the slots in the screws we've got here so I don't forget. I'll explain to you how it works once we're doing it. It has very fine teeth cut on both edges, and the sides, the top and the bottom, are completely flat, so that when you're refiling the slot in a screw, you're not actually widening it up, you're only deepening it. Alright, that's that, so we've got that. Now, first thing we've got to do is we've got to contain the springs. They're both pretty fully wound up. So we'll take the key off first. That's the first one. Put it aside, and using this excellent little let-down tool, as it were, for these type of clocks that we can't use a normal one on, that are because these are threaded and not 4 square faces on them. I've had a look, and this is the clamp that'll fit, so we'll slip it over the top of the spring. Went over the top, there we go, rather nicely. The click spring is in there, and that's the click. I'm going to put a screwdriver between the click and the ratchet wheel. Once I get this clamp back into position, which is there, then I'll very slowly let the spring unwind. Actually, what I'll do is I'll put a pair of pliers on that to get a grip on it so it doesn't let go. Wind it up a tiny bit, put the screwdriver in, and that, whoop, the clip just fell straight off. Well, that's the first one, spring contained by a mainspring clamp. I'll take my little modified let down tool off. There we have it. Now I'll do the other one. I'll do it off camera, it's a bit easier. I don't have to concentrate on what the camera looks like while I'm doing it. Then I'll be back.